One, and we're going to bring Valkyria, last game of the marathon. So,
first of all, options menu.
no. First of all, well, that I've got a world record on Valkyria 3, so big congrats for that.
Yeah, and everyone, and like the Valkyria 1 and 2 runs were really good. Like, in general, the luck for, say, Valkyria in general, from the, say, 1, 2, and 3 runs was really good. So, hopefully you haven't used up all the luck for this run.
Yep. So, unlike every other run, we are playing the B version of Valkyria Chronicles 4, and it is quite relevant. So I'm going to quickly go over a couple options have changed. So, just like Valkyria 1, we are playing on English. We are slightly faster, about 20 to 25 seconds over. And the most major change for the version that is various frame rates, and in this game a lot of things change with the frame rate. So we're going to be playing on unlocked frame rate as loading times, certain animations, and in general it just makes the game a lot faster. By a lot I mean basically 10 minutes faster than FPS and infinity compared to 30 FPS like PlayStation and Switch versions. So this is why we've chosen to share with you. It's pretty much the way. And with that, let's get into the run. My mic cuts. That's probably my noise gate. Let me just fix that real quick. Noise gate. Yeah, that's cool. You should have the best experience. So, is that any better now? I'll just keep talking. It probably cuts off when I stop talking. Okay. It might be a bit louder on the keyboard. Yeah, I'll give you the countdown. Okay, so on go. 3, 2, 1, go.
So, welcome to Valkyria Chronicles 4, and straight away we're just going to be going into the first mission. It's like very fast off the bat. So we're going to start with Raz. He is a shock trooper. If you've watched any of the previous runs, you know what shock troopers do. They just fire a massive hail of bullets towards any infantry and probably get the kill in 90% of scenarios. Yeah, Raz. So what we need to do for the first mission is just clearing out all the infantry.
I got this.
We then get access to Kai, but we're not going to be using Kai. There is a strategy with Kai, but from what I understand it's going to cause even more resets, and since we're doing a marathon run, we sort of want some sort of consistency.
It's a 99% team strat, basically.
Yeah. And by killing the back trooper here, it gives us a better lineup for interception killing the like last scout, right?
Yep. Just more consistent.
And there's the interception kill. So, selection to Nico. Is that because Nico has a faster line than Kai?
Basically, Kai has a tutorial.
Oh yeah, he has Kai tutorial, true. So now we get the tank, and this is where 95% of runs come to die.
Yeah, this is the big graveyard because you have to hit this side.
Yeah.
We're not going to do more than one attempt. I'm just going to drive and take it very, very slow, but to just show where most runs die, it's here.
Yeah. If you're going for like record times and stuff like that, you would basically take 3 shots, and if
no, you would just reset after first.
I'll reset after the first now. Yeah. But I'd say if you're learning the run, try the second and third shots to try and get out the first chapter. And there we go. The first mission in fairly decent time, I'd say. It's good for a backup, at least. the Riley Miller special. Yeah. So
If things go well, we're not going to see Riley at all in this run.
yeah, so we're part of the Federation in this game, unlike the other games where we're in Gallia, and we are going against the Imperial Alliance, and for some reason the Imperials are always the bad guys. You never really get to play as them outside of DLC. And we're at war. So a scout called Crystal Ward just found this fort which has a massive howitzer, and our objective is to capture it.
Of course.
What am I doing?
So what we're doing here is we're taking out
Alright.
all non-necessary characters from our party to make future menuing to deploy units
Ready
quicker.
at any time. I'll try my hardest.
And we will be using Fleuret and Ferrier for this mission. So the character choice in this game tends to come down to who doesn't have cut-in potentials, as if you've watched the Valkyria Chronicles 1 run, there are some potentials that when activate have a small cutscene and the character talks a little bit. And
Basically, it
does
drops
some animation.
gameplay for about 5 seconds.
Yeah, and in short, those potentials waste a lot of time. There's very few. I don't think there's any characters that have no cut-in potentials, but we tend to choose the characters that have the least chance of activating them.
Well, Rosetta can't proc any, so he has practically none for the purposes of the run. It's all
Yeah.
attack.
Although, that's because Rosetta doesn't attack. Yeah. So you're probably used to seeing scout rushing in the series, but Valkyria Chronicles 4 is a little bit different, where troopers are very, very powerful.
Yeah, for context, scouts will get about 30 moves and troopers will get about 96 moves in the run.
Yeah. So this mission is in 2 parts, and when you transfer over to the second phase of the mission,
As you wish.
all AP on all your characters, which is your movement decay, and your CP are restored. Also, all your HP gets restored.
Challenge met.
So we're supposed to
So-
take out these cannons with Riley, who hasn't showed up yet,
Yes.
with a new Grenadier class, but we can just use Shock Troopers for that because of course we can.
Yeah, shock troopers just do everything in this game, and it's really silly. So this is a safety heal. You can like
And this
these
bridge is
turrets-
just super scary. That's
yeah,
the
these
only way to put
turrets
it.
do so much damage.
It's an all-around graveyard.
Begin.
So this is a very safe heal here.
Yeah, I'm not gonna take any chances here.
On guard.
This mission could go very wrong very fast on this bridge.
And we want to take out the shock trooper as we're not going to really be able to reliably take him out in
An
interception.
honorable death.
And the victory cutscenes, they return from Valkyria Chronicles 1. When you defeat a unit, there's a random chance that a cutscene can play and it wastes a little bit of time. Interception kills, however, do not trigger the victory cutscene, so when possible, interception kills are quite favourable. I should mention that clearing this mission is possible in one turn due to the CP reset after the first phase, but it's way, way slower than doing it in 3 turns.
Okay, so now it's going to be a lot of menuing and HQ and a small HQ time, like a mandatory HQ. Just like in Valkyria 1, basically, after tutorial missions.
Yeah, also, unlike Valkyria 1, however, the characters that we get given through the game are 100% fixed.
Yeah, that's a major difference, which allows us to just pick the right characters every time.
So, for the Valkyria 1 runners that have to hope for like Yoko and a couple other characters like that, there is no luck with character recruitment.
I guess you can talk about the plot if we're not talking about the HQ.
Okay, so now we have gone to Is it? It's Lindbergh based, isn't it? I haven't
No,
played
but
this game
if plot
before.
happens, never mind, plot happens. This is
Yeah.
where we level, but we're not going to level until chapter 8. So goodbye Minerva, we're never going to see you again
Yeah.
in this role.
The leveling route for this game has changed quite considerably over the last year, from what I know.
About 5 times.
Yeah, I wouldn't know that because I play level 1, but I know for any percent it's up to chapter 8, level 1 and any percent are basically identical now. So in the R&D we'll be getting the Machine Gun 2 and the Scout and Trooper uniforms to make sure that they can survive. Yeah, they didn't recycle the Drill Sergeant. You know, if he had another brother that would have been pretty funny. And you don't actually need to visit the command room. That is one thing that in the
I don't think they do Valkyria Run anymore too, or do they? No, they don't.
you kind of have to get units anyway.
Oh yeah,
Valkyria.
fair enough.
Yeah. So, the City of Rain has actually been attacked by the Imperials. Rodriguez is best girl. Yeah, and so this is one of the very few missions where you'll actually see scouts in Valkyria Chronicles 4.
At least one's not named Claude anyway.
Yeah.
This is an order. Defensive
So
formation.
the defense boost on Aladdin here is that was changed back like 9 or 10 months ago, I think.
I don't
Where-
remember, that was many times ago.
Yeah.
Many moons
So
ago.
the defense boost on
I found
Aladdin, we used to use defense
There
boost
you
on
are.
a Scout, but
Found you.
essentially by using it on Aladdin we can skip a lot of heals in the second phase.
I found you.
A lot of this is due to how like
There
the
you
first
are,
phase
I
of the
found you.
mission has been redone several times.
No problem.
So our objective is to, in short, find the 6
There you
real
are.
tanks out
There
of
you
the
are.
potentially
There you
fake
are.
tanks. And I will say myself that I love the detailing that they have on the fake tanks, where they've got like the little spray paint of the tank
There
tracks.
you are.
That's really cool. They put a lot of attention to detail
Yeah.
on the visual side to this game.
Yeah, this game is a very pretty game, and I'd say even in 10 to 15 years, it'll still look fantastic. So what we do with Rosetta there is we bait the 2 troopers a little bit, so Curtis can just, because the troopers have now turned, Curtis can just safely wander to the central section and discover 4 real tanks out of the group that he's going to find.
Yeah, the old routes for that were very different.
Yeah, they had a defense boost on a Scout here, which we can now transfer over to a Sniper for the second phase. There is a very interesting like interaction you can get here, where
Anyone injured?
if an enemy trooper gets close to a undiscovered fake tank, the fake tank will actually join in with a co-op attack. It's a very rare occurrence, but it can happen. And your HP is looking really nice for a heal skip here.
As long as I don't above 50, that should be good.
Anyone injured? Keep calm and move onward.
Yeah, that tank can't really howl the 2 buildings. But yeah, there's not really much to this mission except doing a lot of running.
Well, it's time for the first save.
Yeah.
Because this part is finicky, beyond finicky.
So, we have entered the second phase of the mission, and as I mentioned in the first one, it restores all of our CP and HP, but it doesn't clear buffs caused in the first phase, so we've managed to carry our defense boost into the second phase of the mission.
And now we need to snipe a bunch of towers because plot. Don't ask.
Yeah.
No,
we
just
have
don't.
to-
Just don't ask. It
I was
it
gonna
makes no
cover that.
sense.
In my
Yeah,
sights.
like, it doesn't make sense why, logically, the person who's calling in these mortar strikes, who is Riley, knows exactly where the tanks are now. when we're putting in numbers.
Too easy.
They're even oriented like on the opposite directions. How can you possibly see them? I have no idea. It makes no sense.
And the number that we're sniping to, which is 715, is relevant to plot, but
that's all I know about it.
I don't want to really get into it too much.
Move on.
Valkyria Chronicles 4's plot, overall, I'd say is probably the wackiest out of the entirety.
Shot.
Except 2. 2's got some very strange plot points. I still think 4's worse though, for like, wackiness.
All over it.
So we're just having to inch our way forward with Aladdin to get to the tower.
Well.
Snipers,
Bullseye.
yeah, their AP's not fantastic. And there's the mission done. So you might be wondering, so why are troopers so good in this game? In essence, scouts didn't really get nerfed, it's just everything got buffed to a point where the game is way more balanced for, well, most scenarios. I'm not going to say all scenarios. You got the,
Scouts
you got a
basically
man-
are missing 4 defense. That's
Yeah.
that's the long and short of it. Elite Scout has as much defense as
And
basic
now
trooper.
they decided to set Rain on fire because, of course,
Oh,
not
yeah,
us, the Imperials did. If we set Rain on fire, that would have been really messed up. So, flashback to how Squaddy assembled. Interlude chapters. Yeah,
This is the past, and first, before we go to this mission, we're gonna take a little trip to the HQ and go to mess hall, which gives us orders.
yeah, so the mess hall has a sequence of orders that unlock at specific points in the game, and we need to get the final mess hall order to be able to beat the game reliably. Or, well, for the run, we need the final mess hall order. So, we're going to be seeing quite a few cutscenes, because you can't just skip those.
Yes.
You have to listen to their rambling on about why each order comes to exist.
That's my cue.
Ready at any time.
So Interlude One is quite a simple mission. As you can see, we've got 2 more
got
troopers
this.
because troopers are good. And Raz is moving on his own here.
Come on!
You might notice he's missing 10 health, and he should get 230. This is a special copy of Raz, not a real Raz.
Yeah, this mission doesn't use any of your gear upgrades. It sets you to sort of fake versions of every character, as they would be at level 1, but I think they made a mistake with Raz's HP. When they were copying Raz.
They're pretty much.
So the trooper choice here doesn't matter too much,
Just,
except
you know,
it's avoiding
cutscenes,
the
potentials.
cutscene potentials.
And they performed that admirably. No cutscene potential, no victory animation.
Yeah. So our objective is to capture the 3 camp. Yeah, goodbye, funny man. That's all we'll see him for the run. So our objective is to capture the 3 camps, but we have to capture them one by one because they decide to block it off. I don't think there's any sort of out of bounds wackiness you could do here, but
Never say never. But I've looked for a while.
Never say never because
Begin.
Missing
you
the
never
tanks
know.
is hard here for that one.
Lunge.
Let's just say that for now.
yeah. So the sandbag mechanic from all the other games, if you're crouching, you have increased defense and headshot immunity. It's not just headshot immunity, it's just straight crit immunity, right?
Yep. Well, except attack weak spot, obviously.
Yeah, except when you have level 2 crits, I guess.
Pretty much. So I'm going to do a safety thing here. I'm going to call a trooper. This is not what we normally do for PB runs. Just go with flirt and pray that she doesn't die. But these 3 machine guns that you can see on the top are quite scary.
Yeah, the 3 machine guns, they will chunk your health really quickly, even if you're a trooper. That was a pretty average roll on the turret damage. And then we just run Fleury towards the shot trooper and just finish up the mission. And there we go. I don't remember the plot to Chapter 3. I think it's like you're going on a scouting party and then stuff goes wrong because, of course, Raz is...
Because Raz is being Raz.
Yeah, Raz is being Raz.
We're also introduced to a person named Kai in this map, who is suspiciously named the same as our Kai, but isn't her. But that's stuff for later, I guess.
You may have also realised at the end of that mission we got reward weapons, the same with Chapter 2. There's 5 parameters in specific missions. The game doesn't really tell you which missions they are, but if we fulfill them we get given reward weapons based on our upgrade tier in the research and development. We are looking for 3 Wasp 1Rs, which are sniper rifles, and we are looking for 1 Lankar 1R, which we got from Chapter 3. Or got from Chapter 2.
Okay, goodbye Curtis, goodbye Rosetta, never gonna see you again, because scouts are back, scouts bad. Hello, a couple of people we're gonna use later, and we're gonna quickly put a body armor on Raz, which does a... gives him a +2 defense, basically.
Yeah, the accessories are brought forward from Valkyria Chronicles 3 into 4, but they are a little bit more balanced. There's no +20. There's no +20 defense. He gets capped to +6 in this game. So the objective is to just get Raz and Claude to the end of their side. We're not going to be doing anything with the what's supposed to be like the support fire side of this mission. However, we did deploy 3 troopers up there for the next mission.
Because troopers good. Because
troopers are good, and I should get into the promotion system now that this game has. With the CP that you're putting into the non-leader characters being Claude, Raz, and Kai for now, the game is tracking how many points you have, how many CP you have put into them, and this is important for later on, as we will need to get enough points into those characters to get the leader medal, which we can assign later on, and get an extra CP for a couple missions. Every CP gives 1 point, and you need the characters to get to 20 points for them to be given corporal rank. And getting corporal rank will also unlock their squad story for those that want to play casually and enjoy every mission. Yes, it's very similar to Valkyria Chronicles 3, where every CP gives points towards their squad story. But I know in Valkyria Chronicles 3, just freely deploying them from the deployment menu also gives them a little bit of contribution to their squad story.
So here we just defense boost Claude and Raz and go. There's nothing interesting in the map, basically.
The enemy's firing back!
Yes, they have the old style leveling. Yes, it has the training ground at level 11, and well, level 11 in this game is elite. And
no, there's no veteran, there's just elite. There's elite and Paragon in this game. Paragon is like post-game tier of XP.
Yeah, and then the 3 characters that we chose to be in the top route for that mission, for some reason in the next mission, they developed this mission like a squad story, where the 3 characters get brought into the top section. And unlike the previous missions that have contributed 1 point to their promotion to corporal, this mission only gives 0.75 per CP.
This is what we don't want to happen. This is like what a cut in potential means.
Yeah, that's a cut in potential, and it wastes time. Unfortunately, Emmy and Viola, like characters that have lower cut in potential rates than the than most of the troopers, so that's why they're still getting used.
Like, there's no way to escape them completely. It's picking the best of the worst, basically.
Yeah. So this is a defeat them all mission. You've probably seen them in like Valkyria Chronicles 2 and Valkyria Chronicles 3. There's not really too much to say, it's just that there are some things that do matter here. In sort of an order of operation to clear it optimally. We do not see Vancy. So the positioning that Doomy's done here will
I almost died here. I'm good. I'm good at this game.
Yeah, we need to be seen by their engineer, as that will manipulate the AI to run into us. I can talk about high morale as well. So you just saw there that Fleury went all shiny, and after she got her kill. That is the high morale state, and what it does is it increases the chance of positive potentials happening. But there's also a few other effects, such as a +10 accuracy to the character's stat, and I believe there's a +10 evade on it as well. The high morale state only lasts a single turn, however.
Watch out for counterattacks.
As you wish.
The high morale is mostly important in a different category, any percent level 1, not in this one.
Yeah. High morale's a level 1, like, abused thing.
Yep. It can be used to give buffs to your other characters by killing your own characters, so which includes a defense buff.
Yeah.
So basically that's what's going on there. Well, we don't need that.
Getting high morale, however, it does waste a little bit of time due to the small animation that plays.
But the small animation and the quotes are generally longer in morale. Like the selection quotes.
Yeah. And the selection quotes do expand in length as well.
Let the masquerade begin.
But unfortunately there's no way to avoid getting high morale because we're killing a lot of people with the same person.
Yeah, like, for some very, like, weird reason, every character has different ways of how they can reach high morale. Like, every time you kill an enemy, every character gets different amounts of if they can hit high morale or not. It's a very confusing thing, and I think there are a couple graphs out there that have every single value for every single character for every single action that they do.
So this is another safety thing for the marathon. I don't normally place 3 people there, but 2 can mess up and fail to kill everyone.
Some of the shock troopers can get past so the shock troopers do have a chance of getting past 2 troopers, but if we have a 3rd trooper, it's near enough 100% consistent. So there is going to be a grenade throw coming up, which has a habit of being very finicky at 30 FPS. This is just like another frame rate thing. It's not this one, but we'll see.
Yeah, there's a difference in physics between how grenades work at 30 and higher frame rates. Basically, at 30 grenades glue to the floor, so on PlayStation and Switch you will most likely see that. But on higher frame rates, grenades bounce off of the ground, and they can cover different distance and go in different angles and directions. And they can also roll on the ground. So it's a bit finicky, but also kind of helpful in our case.
Yeah, since we're playing at an uncapped frame rate, the grenades, we will get a little bit more distance with this throw that we're doing with Ferrier.
Watch this. Watch the grenade bounce to his legs. You cannot do this on 30. Like
yeah,
this
that
bounce
will not work on 30 FPS. You'll still be able to get like the sandbag, I think.
There's a different position that lets you still kill him, but it's not it doesn't look the same.
Yeah, I think Grenadiers also have like different behavior at higher frame rates.
Oh, the Grenadiers, especially interception, is just whack. Like the tracers are all over the place. Triangular.
Oh yeah, I remember when you were doing your.
Yeah, that is terrible. Don't remind me of that.
Yeah. So you may have been seeing that we've been A ranking every single mission. When you get an A rank, you do get given an accessory, which yeah, this game really encourages A ranking. So now we're approaching the sequel line. It's basically a giant wall in a massive hill.
It's a wall in the mountain with a lot of bunkers in it, and we need to attack it.
Yeah, but luckily they give us an APC, and this one isn't paper like Valkyria 3.
Yep, they retrofitted this APC with a lot of health. Like, this APC starts with 1.8k health. Remember Valkyria 3 APC with 250? Yeah. Also, that cutscene with the APC where it says new, like Valkyria Chronicles 1, it is an asterisk cutscene, so we do not need to watch it.
At any time.
So for this mission, we are going to take our, well, it's not really a baker in this game, is it?
This is an order.
It's our sword fighter, which should have been in VC3, I guess, but yeah, that's a difficult one to talk about. We're just going to be taking the APC through this entire battlefield.
It's not like they have a lag interception or anything.
Yeah. Well, what's this you're coming up against? Oh yeah, that's an AT cannon.
So this is a bit RNG, but we're gonna do 2 APC moves, which is generally safe. And then do a lot of Flura running, which is generally unsafe.
Yeah, there's also behavior with like tank and APC control at higher FPS as well. Like, controlling the APC at 30 FPS is actually just, I don't want to. So they have a new breed of tank, and it's got very, very thick armor at the front. Luckily though, we're not going to be taking any of them out. Yeah, safety save's always good here.
Yeah, this is a Grenadier, by the way. A shiny new class we're not going to see until the 3rd mission of this chapter. So is this guy, right in front of us.
Yeah. So Fleuret doesn't like guns. That's her little thing. As I said, she should have been in Valkyria Chronicles 3, maybe even Valkyria Chronicles 2.
She also doesn't like shooting people from the back.
Yeah.
But that's why Feria exists.
Yeah. So, like, doing like full back surprise attacks, Fleuret will just sometimes refuse to attack.
And it even still alerts the character that they have been attacked, like the target.
Yep. And there we go, we just infiltrated the first section of the sequel line.
The good old take the flag and, you know...
yeah, the good old take the flag and everyone's just surrendered. So... Oh, you got a Wasp, nice.
Yeah, Wasp is good. Did I get a LAN card? Did I track it?
You got a LAN card in Chapter 2.
Oh,
you got
good.
2 of them actually.
That's good.
So Chapter 4 is where the game starts giving us a lot of more resources to function with our team, and you're going to see Raz for a little bit. Raz is now a usable character. So, like Valkyria Chronicles 3, we now have access to direct command, and it does exactly what it does. Near enough exactly what it does in Valkyria Chronicles 3. You can bring up to 2 characters with you, but you won't be seeing that during this run.
But we'll bring 1 character with us at some point.
Yeah. We do not use direct command to bring units with us. It is 90% of the usage is, or like 95% of the usage is during the game. So, we're going to see another class which isn't a trooper for once, or a scout, and it's an engineer. if you played Valkyria Chronicles 1, it's the same thing. They can repair ladders.
All set. Gotta stay calm.
The enemy's firing
And
back.
this is hopefully the only engineer used within the Rift.
Ideally, yes.
Here comes the pain.
Here comes the pain,
Watch out for counterattacks.
and we're going to cross this entire distance with Raz in 110.
Got enemies here.
Yes. So, Direct Command has a very interesting property in Valkyria Chronicles 4, that when you use it, it gives you your full gauge back plus an additional 50 AP, so when Raz uses it he will be at 550. But it also
Got this.
resets all of the decay that happens with, say, AP decay after multiple usages. So we can move Raz 3 times and then go into Direct Command to reset the entirety of his gauge. And
That's a lot of pain.
Oh yeah, you do want to heal. So we do not want Raz to go below 120 HP in general, as he will activate Invincible, which is a potential activated at 50% HP.
I got this.
So as you can see, Raz has 2/3 of his gauge left because we use Direct Command.
Die.
Kill confirmed.
Here comes the pain.
Then just like that,
Hell yeah.
it's over.
This beast flies.
Yep.
The old strategy used to be like take a middle camp and summon another person, whatnot, but why do that when you can just have DC?
Yeah, that Direct Command change is incredible. Like, it really changes a lot of the game. And of course, because this is a major battle within the Valkyria Chronicles timeline, Kai just got sniped. Well, it will be confusing. So yeah, Kai just got sniped by a member of the Osbrook tank squadron, and also a couple infantry guys. What we're going to have to do is we need to save Kai, and Raz is looking after
Try my
her.
best.
So the objective is to get one character to the endpoint marked on the screen, and
And
like
this is one
Valkyria
of
Chronicles
you
3.
do, yep. The enemy moves first here, and they seek a tank squad, and that's with a boss. And Riley conveniently invents mortar shells that can stop tank movement. And now we pray that she actually does stop the tank movement. That is perfect. That's a godlike Riley. For once. That is the
Wait,
most godlike thing she could have done.
That's gonna also stop the Vulcan, right? Or...
Yeah, this stops the Vulcan, this stops the boss. So,
Yeah.
the RNG here varies from godlike, which just happened, to hard reset the PB run.
Yeah.
We had obviously a backup for this, but we're not gonna need it, thankfully.
Yeah, the Lancer placement is a big backup for this mission.
And a spare grenadier.
Raz is on really, really nice health as well.
This is going pretty well.
Yeah. He also didn't kill the trooper, which is favourable, I guess, because it doesn't play the cutscene.
And of course, leaving our base open is totally fine.
Yeah, they don't realise if they capture their base, they win the fight.
So we need to get a unit into the Raz, into that little zone with a flag where Raz is. And
But-
we're going to do just that.
Yeah, so this mission is actually developed in a very odd way, where all it's checking is the amount of units in the zone goes up. And even though, as I said, we need one character in there, Raz is technically already in the end zone. So I forget who discovered how this properly worked. Was it
That was
Kaido?
myself.
Oh, okay.
I mean, the first version of this was Kaido probably, but the conscious version was myself.
Yeah. So what we're going to be doing is we're going to be bonking Raz out of the end zone and then back into the end zone. Having the body armor on Raz basically makes this is necessary, otherwise he'd take too much damage from the shock trooper that attacks him. So this is how you save your squad mates, is by just using a grenadier to blast them into the end zone. That should work. And there we go. You also didn't get the trooper, which skips the cutscene for killing. So yeah, don't do that in real life. That probably is a bad idea, but in video games it's fine. And another
Wasp. That's really
Wasp.
good. Still about 3 by 6, but you can't get that, I think. 5 doesn't have reward weapons, right?
5 doesn't, but 6 does.
6 is
And,
too
and
late.
7 too, and 7 too.
6 is too late for the re-equip menu in 6.
Yeah,
That's the
you've got land cars.
Yeah, land cars, yes, I've seen it just now, another land car.
Yep.
So
got,
now we've broken through the Ziegler line and we're going to fight for bacon.
Yeah, so they decide to just throw in a very, very, very silly mission where it's like, oh, we're now in the town of Einhempt. I checked this one before we did this run, by the way. And there are a few scenes between Claude and Riley, who seemingly love interests throughout the game, and Kai and Raz. They're a little bit different, to say the least. But Squad F, another squad within the Ranger Corps, has bought out all the bacon, and we want to
Get the
We
bacon
want
back.
Yeah.
Lock and load.
Ready at any time. Advance.
So we're just going for a bit of AI manip here with that res placement, and also a backup if everything goes bad with Fleuret. Basically.
Yeah. And here, let's talk about probably the first glitch that we're going to see in the run, which is the zero evasion glitch. While an enemy is reloading, the game registers them as having this mechanic called reload armor, which is a 30% damage reduction and gives critical hit immunity.
70% damage reduction.
Yeah, 70% damage reduction and gives critical immunity. But during the reload animation, they have zero evade. But if you can launch your attack right at the end of the reload animation, you can get the best of both worlds. Zero evade and dodge the entire reload armor.
This is a safety thing I will be doing a few times for some unpleasant places where an enemy can dodge and ruin the strategy. And Minerva just goes for a walk and leaves the base conveniently. This is an AI manip and Crystal. You just saw their invisible unit, that was Crystal. Which is why we leave Raz here so that Crystal moves instead of like other units which walk a lot more.
Yeah.
This is the only trooper that takes a bunch of like steps.
I think Crystal also has like an incredibly broken weapon in this mission, like she's got like 57 damage or something.
Pretty much.
As a scout, and can just actually and gets height bonuses as well, like the rest of the series.
Well,
and
the only height bonus in this game is worthless.
Yeah, and it really can like hit you for a lot of damage, and grenadiers.
And speaking of zero evades, reload armors and stuff, Grenadier resolution is a thing in this game. You should probably explain that.
So, whenever Grenadiers are intercepting, they have like a rather long reload animation and a bunch of other stuff going on. The game essentially will not process the rest of your attack until the Grenadier's explosion has fully resolved.
So you cannot pull a zero evade trick under Grenadier interception, basically.
Yes, where it can be difficult to do. And there we go, we just beat Squad F at their own game.
And now it's time for a big HQ. So things in the story go south big time at this point.
Yeah, it's kind of, I think it's like the middle of summer, and
then it's winter
middle of
randomly.
autumn, and then like there's just random snowfall. It's very interesting, but we are in Imperial territory, and that's a little bit more northern, so I guess that's where the snow would come in. So we've returned to base, and
The base is on fire.
yeah, the base is now being attacked by Alsbrook from Chapter 4, and is on fire. For the longest time, you thought like the entirety of Chapter 3 through 5 were in the past. Didn't you?
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Because the cutscenes look the same, it's all looks the same to me.
Yeah, there are 2 cutscenes that have very similar thumbnails, but yeah, they're not. So, in this menu, what we're doing is we're getting upgrades, which is miniguns, machine guns to 4. We're getting the Elias 2 and Scout and Trooper uniforms as standard. We're also going to be getting the Hafen cannon upgrade and the Cactus HP and AP upgrades.
Yeah, basically just some stuff to prepare us for the future.
Yep.
Our next big HQ is in Chapter 8. There's a while to go. We need these damage upgrades right now.
Yep. And then you also get the first aid order from the mess hall.
Yep. What? Great.
Yeah, so,
What?
from Valkyria Chronicles
That's
1.
interesting. Hey, but overlap there.
Huh.
I did the back input by accident when it was going into the part placement menu. I
Interesting.
think.
So, like Valkyria Chronicles 1, when you purchase additional pieces for your tank, you play Tetris. Everyone says it's Tetris, so I'm just going to call it Tetris for simplicity's sake. There are a few re-gears that are happening here, with giving Raz the movement boots, which gives us a little bit more movement, and giving Claude body armor even though he's in his tank. It doesn't give benefits. Kleigel's being equipped with the Lankar and gloves, and Norid's being given a sniper rifle.
Yeah, also drop one on the Latin because we have one and we need it anyway.
Yeah. Essentially with these sniper rifles now, snipers are functional. The base sniper rifles in this game are really, really bad. And the Wasp 1Rs are basically necessary to do any decent sniping.
They do fall off in Chapter 7-1 already in terms of like killing Lancer leaders and stuff, but
Yeah.
they're good for our purposes.
So, this mission, it says that we need to capture the 2 camps, but we also will need to defend them. And when we transition to the second phase in this mission, we will then need to clear out the entire enemy forces.
Moving out.
Yeah, this mission can go wrong very fast. We basically have 1 CP worth of mistakes on this turn.
Yeah. So we are going to be firing with the Hafen against tanks, and yeah, the Hafen is not very accurate in this game, and it never really gets too accurate during the run. So any shots with the Hafen is basically pray for tank to do thing. Even that close, Claude can miss.
Enemy spotted.
So, in this mission, it is possible to capture both camps on the first turn. Nice zero evade there, by the way. But capturing them both will transition into phase 2, and we will then not have the resources to do the rest of the mission efficiently.
Yeah, because the enemies start spawning when you start passing turns when the second phase comes rolling.
Yeah.
And we don't want that. We don't want to deal with more kills, we want to deal with the lowest amount of kills.
Does this game have any waifus? Several. Yeah, this mission is a pretty tough A rank in a casual playthrough. So this guy here, Kashmir the Watcher, is an ace unit, and with all ace units they have a fairly high evasion.
Yeah, this one has 20.
he has 20, and he should be the only ace unit we're killing during the run, since this is a kill 'em all mission.
Where do they expect us to retreat to?
Ace weapons, unlike say Valkyria Chronicles 2 and 3, where they are incredibly useful, tend not to see too much usage in say Valkyria Chronicles 4.
Pretty much.
So Lancars are just very, very useful, as they are considerably more accurate than the base launchers.
Well, they save us the need to research SPD lances, which are accurate, basically.
Yeah.
We want to have any sort of lance ring down.
So we are exploding some explosives because we're going to be driving through them with a tank. If you are an infantry and you're going through the fire, you will take a percentage health damage every tick that happens, and that's not good.
Okay, Ferrier, please. Thank you.
Yeah. So interception kills can be rough at times because of bullet spread.
As you wish. I found one.
Watch out for counter.
Yeah, I do like this missions map. So that is a zero evade glitch being done there, just for safety. As if you are playing casually, this is where you'll probably see one of the first evades quite often.
I should have expected as much from you.
Ferrier's running over to this section in the open to set up for the second phase of the mission.
Yeah, that was a bit of a setup time for the second phase.
Yeah, we're setting up for the second phase of the mission now, and Fleuret is going to be doing the same to the right side of the map.
Yeah, since we did everything right, Fleuret should have her corporal at this point.
Okay.
Yes.
After this
And
mission.
corporal will be important for when we get to chapter 8. We're gonna dump Aoife out of the APC, and then move the characters to the camp.
There they are.
Watch out for
Come on.
targets.
Let's move. Impression complete.
So capturing the camp will transition us into the second camp will transition us into the second phase of the mission.
As you can see, just conditions change to routing the enemy or defending for 4 turns. We're not going to defend for 4 turns.
Yeah. And a couple more units in the map have spawned. Having a land car there is really, really nice to actually be able to fight infantry as a lancer.
Yeah,
Don't
the
actually do
standard
that.
lance does not kill the sniper.
Yeah. Additionally, for entering the second phase of the map, we are awarded 5 more CP.
Which
Unlike,
is just about enough.
yeah, unlike the previous missions that had multiple phases,
Target destroyed.
that is mostly due to the map boundaries in chapters 1 and 2 changing, when the map boundaries in this map do not actually change.
It worked.
Again, shooting these lancers on the back is also like a marathon safety thing. Normally I would cut down on movement and shoot them from the front and pray that they don't dodge.
Yeah, but this is where you tend to get the first couple dodges in the casual playthrough, so
Enemy down.
skipping dodges where possible is always nice.
Yep.
Advance. Thrust.
So a grenade to take out both grenadiers here. That is to avoid the chance of Fleury having the doesn't like guns potential proccing,
Pounding.
which is a cutting potential, so we don't want that to happen.
And
Here-
this sequence of shooting is frame rate dependent.
Yeah, so there is
My heart is pounding.
aiming at, say, an uncapped frame rate and 30 FPS is different here with
That
grenadiers.
That's Sag.
You didn't get the radiator, but you still hit the tank
My
anyway.
heart is
So
Yeah.
pounding.
you just need to.
I have
run
Riley
shotgun.
if I mess up this one in 2 CP.
Yeah.
Nasty.
And there we go. By pressing L1 and R1 or whichever buttons you're pressing to switch between targets, it does cause us to basically snap in the perfect position most of the time. Do you do the like D-pad up micro adjustment?
No, that's just on this frame rate. It's just straight snapping.
Okay. The like D-pad up micro adjustment is for 60 FPS.
I do micro adjustments for level 1 Vulcan trashing in later chapters.
Oh yeah, at level 1, accuracy is not that good. So since our base has been on fire, we've now been pushed out of the base and deeper into the heart of the Empire. We're going through a snowy mountain right now, and we are not geared correctly, so we're going to be seeing the second weather effect in the game, which is snow.
That's a nice breeze.
What snow does is it reduces the amount of turns that our characters can be on the floor by 1. This game does have permadeath, like Valkyria Chronicles 1, so that's something to be aware of. Norrid, with his functional sniper rifle of the Wasp 1R,
Is being a sniper.
is actually being a sniper. And
Naturally.
I've not seen this one before. This is an interesting strat. So
It didn't
that-
do the glitch though.
yeah, it's still fine though. It's a quicker run.
Yeah.
So
It's
we
just
need to
I was like taking my chances with Norrid's potential. Norrid has a potential under half HP, under half AP, which procs. It's not as bad as Riella's, but it's still a cutting potential, so it wastes time.
yeah. The kills that we're doing here is just to really minimize the enemy phase.
Yeah, because these people will move a lot and slowly, and we don't want that. It's faster
Yeah.
to kill them.
So by going to where the cactus is, we've triggered a snowdrift, and at the end of our turn, the snowdrift will happen, and that tank that's sadly in that red area is going to be pushed into the abyss.
Found him. Found him. Found him.
The screen does shake if you are in the red area, so
And
there
there's
is
also
a
like
visual
rumbling sound.
Yeah, there is a visual indicator if you are unsure.
So here's the snowdrift, the tank is dead as you can see, and now the enemy phase rolls. We used to kill this guy, but it's just faster to let him be and die like this.
Yeah.
And there's another Lancer here who's trying to slowly walk towards us, and there's a scout here, and that should be everything for this enemy phase.
Yeah, the position that we're having the cactus in at the end of the enemy phases is rather precise to mitigate damage income towards the cactus.
Okay, moving out.
And it also does have some manipulations.
So the enemy gets reinforcements here periodically.
I have not actually tested that. I think it forces a hard retreat. It doesn't actually perma kill them.
Well,
but with this
we
mission,
are going to see another use of Rebecca though,
yeah.
because the cat got
this-
nabbed by the cannon.
With this mission, there is a condition which has probably never been legitimately reached, where if there's 3 characters that are forced to retreat, it will auto-fail you.
Shots fired. Find some cover.
So yeah, Rebecca will be getting a usage here to restore the cactus's HP to maximum, as we really, really do need it all the way for the final section of this mission. By having the cactus positioned right here, I think it like skips a lot of the enemy phase, maybe even entirely.
It prevents grenadiers from shooting because we're way too close to the crouching sniper above us. Technically. Because geometry.
Yep. So they just run a little scout into us and it's not too much of an issue.
Firing back.
Found them. There they are.
Well, welcome to the Death Bridge.
Yeah, the Bridge of Death.
The one place where Imperials are competent. In the entire game, pretty much.
Yeah, this becomes like another... It was a large reset point until you added consistency to it.
Pretty much. The old strats were to just drive through it, but that's not
Drive and
feasible.
pray.
Because these cannons, we can take 4 hits and we die on the 5th, and we'll get 2 volleys, so that's 6 shots.
I'm on it.
So basically, I got stuck on the bridge right there.
I think if enough grenadiers hit you, it only becomes... like...
Yikes! That was a yikes hell.
Oh, yeah. So, like, if we had the other cannon there, we had the worst possible outcome.
Yep.
But we still managed to get across.
We got hit all 4 times out of 4 possible. And some interception to chip us further.
Yeah.
That's
So
the only
again-
place where the sturdy APC of Valkyria 4 doesn't feel sturdy.
There's also a couple other places, like Challenge Skirmish 1, but we're not seeing that during the run.
Pretty much.
So, we found an Imperial base in the mountains, and Doomy, do you like trains?
Sure.
Lock and load.
I love trades.
So, this is the infamous trains mission in this game.
There they are.
It's not actually that bad, but this is one of my least favorite like map layouts in the entire game.
Claude, what are your orders?
So, we're just going to end our turn as soon as possible under the bridge, as we will need the AP for the turn 2 to finish the mission. There is a 1-turn strategy, but yeah, that's not very consistent, is it?
It's consistent, it's just slower. Straight up.
Yeah. Okay.
But the problem with this mission is, on this specific version of the game, is really simple. This is the only version of the game that we know of that cannot skip the train cutscene.
Yeah.
PS4 can, Switch can, this version cannot.
Xbox can as well. I don't think anyone's tested the Stadia version of this game that exists, but that's because there's probably 3 people that have access to Stadia on a stable connection.
So yeah, these trades are a lot of time wasted, but everything else still adds up to being faster, so this version is still the fastest, no matter what you
Yeah.
do.
Got this.
If the Stadia version does go on like the Stadia free trial, someone's probably going to test it, but it probably won't be faster than PC. So after the first move here, we will be using Defense Boost on Raz, and we're getting a tutorial on changing the
This is an order.
railway
Lights in formation.
to divert trains. We're not going to be doing that.
Yeah, this is gonna end this turn, because of course, as you've already seen in Chapter 4, Raz just goes brr.
Yeah, with direct command, you can only use it on leader characters, and Raz is our only leader character right now that has decent movement.
Here comes the pain.
Commencing counterattack. Follow my lead.
So after the 3 moves, our future CP
All right.
will only give us 50 AP, but by using direct command we can just set the decay on the AP gauge for Raz. Yeah, the English VA in this game is generally really good. Like, every character sort of feels correct, and Raz's English VA is fantastic. Yeah,
I got this.
Raz is one of the worst, if not the worst offender in the slow Japanese voice lines world. I think
Yep.
his direct command is, I believe, is 73 frames slower. 73,
Yeah,
it's a full second. and then
73 frames timed at 60 FPS.
yeah, 73 frames at 60 FPS.
So it's 1.2 seconds slower. It's quite a considerable amount.
Raz alone compensates for Fleur and Ferrier's voice lines being slightly slower in English, just by his
Yeah.
existence.
Basically, English Raz saves time. So, now that we've captured the supply base,
What happens? We go to the beach, or not the beach, the sea, the Crystal Sea.
yeah, we go to the snow beach, and Squad F just got entirely obliterated. There's 2 members left, which are Crystal and the tank that we saw in Chapter 5.
You mean Minerva, not Crystal. Crystal got obliterated.
Oh yeah, it's Minerva. Yeah, Crystal's dead. But we have Minerva and the tank from Chapter 5 survive. So Interlude 2, which is a throwback, and Kai.
Well, it's time to do a stealth mission in Valkyria Chronicles. Don't you just
So,
love
stealth-
those?
Stealth mission. If you're not in the grass with both characters at the end of the
Turn.
turn, you're insta-failed. If you get caught in interception lines, and for some reason it just gives you the interception tutorial this late in the game, thought it gave it to you earlier, you fail. So of course, in a stealth mission, what we're going to be doing is we're going to be firing a shot at this shock trooper. Just so you know, he can't see us. We're not in his interception cone. But by shooting that trooper, we have now basically broke the mission in all ways possible, which is all cutscenes have now been skipped, and
Commencing attack.
yeah, every single cutscene in the mission is now skipped.
Here. On to the next.
Don't wonder what the plot of this part is. It's some nonsense about Kai being unable to snipe.
Commencing attack.
Yeah,
Because she's apparently a good sniper, but doesn't know how to. I just took a leap of faith there. I gotta say.
God. Yeah, that was a lucky one. That shot there is really, really like precarious, and in a lot of runs you would save and load until that happens.
Yeah,
That
this
mission
is
is-
something I should have saved. But I
Yeah,
was just.
that mission is designed to be cleared in 3 turns. And they tried really, really hard to stop you from breaking it, but
Well,
they didn't try hard enough. So we had these things called snow cruisers just appear in front of our face after Squad F got destroyed, and well,
they're basically giant snow ships the size of an aircraft carrier, roughly.
yeah, they are absurdly big, and Raz gets angry at the
Navy people.
Navy.
Yep. So we're gonna partake in the most, like, the Federation that really loves their training sessions, where they do basically use airsoft bullets to shoot each other, and this is what's gonna happen here.
Yeah. So Minerva and Squad F, being Minerva and Ronald in the Glory tank, have now joined our team. They're the only 2 survivors. And have also watching the previous cutscene, we can now assign a leader who have got to corporal rank. So this is the hardest mission in the game.
Kind of excited.
You better keep up.
Yeah, we're gonna
you
use
wanna
Minerva
go?
powers here, but in the meantime, let's talk about ship orders, because this map is a tutorial for ship orders.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're not using them. Hopefully.
Yeah, we're not. We got a fancy radar here, which is very, very slow and reveals map.
Yeah. In like a casual playthrough, ship orders are pretty cool. It's just sort of an extension to
I
orders,
mean,
but
level 1 route has a ship order, theoretically, if things go wrong.
yeah.
But that's about it.
Yep, I'm on it.
So as you can see, this mission is incredibly hard. We're just driving our APC to the Federation base, and
Moving out. Federation officer.
there you go. Incredibly
Do not
difficult.
fall here.
The reason that we're in this like little village is that there's refugees, and for some reason the captain of the snow cruiser just invites all the refugees on, which is a totally smart thing to do during war.
We're going to actually do trading this time around.
Yep, so you know all the leveling up we haven't done yet. We're going to be leveling up all of our units except engineers. Lancers will go to level 6 to get a demolition boost, right?
Yep.
And we are leveling up our classes in a... It looks a little bit peculiar, but essentially when we can, we want to stack getting battle potentials and orders on top of each other, as this will reduce sort of the amount of cutscenes that pop up.
Yeah, it's basically fewer mighty faces.
Yeah.
QOL being able to instantly fill the bars is also really nice.
Yeah, PC is just so nice with level ups, even though I don't know what a level is. So we're not getting to level 6 Lancers, as we're waiting for another class to have an order option. So we only see Marie's face. So we see Marie's face one less time.
So that's it for Lancers and Engineers. We're not going to touch them anymore. Just to get every other class to 11 here, and that's it.
And by getting all of the classes here to level 11 at the same time, we're only going to see the class op text appear once.
What's really going on in the plot after this? I don't remember. We need to go places.
Yeah, we're basically heading towards the capital of the Imperial territory, I guess. And we're using the snow cruisers in an operation called Operation Cygnus. There's a fleet of 3 of them, and we're on the one called the Centurion. So, as you can see, we got 4 classes to Elite, and
Did I get a third Wasp?
I don't
I'm gonna have to
think
check. I'll check that. I don't think I did, but I'm gonna check.
No. A2's a reward mission anyway, so you could.
Yeah, I could just skip it for now. Never mind. I'll just go into HQ if I have to. Do
Yeah.
it. What do we want? We want flamethrowers and uniforms.
Yeah, so we are purchasing some upgrades. We're getting the flamethrower for our troop elites to rank 4, and we're going to be getting the scout and trooper uniforms to level 6. I don't think you see lancers anymore for the rest of the mission. Like, for the
11
rest of-
Kygel exists.
Yeah, we.
And we need to get some stuff for Huffing here real quick.
Yeah, we're getting a body upgrade to the heavy tank, which gives more movement to the Hafen and masses of like HP. As you can see, that upgrade is pretty big with 300 HP and 50 movement.
But yeah, by the way, every single time Miles shows up on screen, this also has RNG timing associated with it.
Yeah. With Miles, it is RNG on one of 3 quotes you'll get every single time you purchase something. Yes, you'll be seeing a little bit of Raz in the run. We tend to not use Raz due to his potentials have a lot of cut-in potentials, and that will add a lot of time into the run.
He has seen most of these usually fight. We have the red ready and to roll.
Yeah. So, chapter 8 too. Our objective is to capture that camp
No,
and then
well.
escape.
Carry out my duty.
Might as well.
Yeah,
Ready
that's a
at
safety
any time.
right there.
I'll try my hardest.
So we've now given a leader badge to Fleury, meaning that most direct command usage is now going to come with Fleury.
Enemy spotted.
Oh, here we go. Time to talk about some potentials here.
The enemy has begun.
That shot is intended to miss as well. So, potentials in this game are slightly different to the rest of the series. For when their potential activates through their condition, even if the condition is then no longer met with Valkyria getting introversion by being seen by more than 5 enemies,
Okay, moving out.
Valkyria will still keep the defense down from introversion if the condition is then no longer met.
Targeted.
Enemy sighted.
This works with every single potential that can have its condition be lost.
Enemy spotted!
That is a pretty big change from the previous Valkyria games,
Advancing.
and
The enemy has
now we're going to be
begun
praying
their
that this
counter-attack.
smoke isn't bugged, because we've encountered the bug where it sometimes doesn't hide us as it is supposed to. This is the same smoke from Valkyria 1, so let's
Yeah.
see.
So, by using the smoke there, basically the enemy can't see that there's a tank there, even though there is. And, oh, that's a lot of damage you got there now.
Cold weather warfare
I
is
don't think you'll kill even with all
Please
that.
be careful.
Nice shot.
Okay, so the triple grenade, that's really nice.
Yeah. The potential from Fleur helps. You got Fearless Will, which gives her more damage, and that killed us out.
She also
That's kinda
got,
finicky.
The, medium versus... Yeah, she also got another damage boosting potential. So with the position where we left the Hafen, it's in a very specific position where the Grenadier that we might see off
Yeah,
to the...
I'll show him. I'll show him. There we go. There's this Grenadier. These Grenadiers can stop tanks in this mission, just like Right Agent for 3, so we have to avoid them.
Because Valkyria Chronicles 4 doesn't have the treads mechanic from Valkyria Chronicles 1, anti-tank Grenadiers just immediately hit your AP down to 0.
And yeah, the objective of the mission was to get Claude here, so that's what we did.
With the blizzard that happens, that reduces the interception cone of the Grenadiers a little bit, which, when we start moving with the Hafen is no longer within the interception cone. So, we have learned about the bad guys for the game, XO, and there were 2 bosses in that previous mission which we didn't see, because, we skipped over them quickly. You'll see a lot of them in Chapter 10 at least.
Well, a lot is debatable, because, yeah, but you will
Well,
see
they
them.
use their order,
That's
so
true.
you,
That's true.
you
They
still
do
get to
that.
see them. So Chapter 9, this is a mission where a lot of players do get stuck. I've watched several casual playthroughs and...
I already
Yeah.
gave the rid of Mage, so you don't need to do anything. How's my wasps looking? Do I have extra wasps? I don't. That's actually terrible.
Oh, yeah.
That is rough.
I guess you're gonna do your GSL research in 10?
I mean, yeah, I'm probably gonna have to do GSR research if we don't get it in this mission.
So, again, this is just a capture the camp mission. You can skip this cutscene, but the setup is just really, really slow.
On guard. Cavatio.
Commencing
We specifically
counterattack.
want Fleuret here because
Cavatio.
Fearless Will is required to deal enough damage with a flamethrower, so we want to try and get it. The backup is to use a grenade, but I don't want to, if possible. Flamethrower is more brain dead.
Yep. So when we get to here, we then get a cutscene which, for the sort of the speedrun purposes, we are introduced to Chronicles, who is, of course, a Grenadier class Valkyria, and yeah, she hurts a lot. But luckily, due to our troopers having a lot of speed, we can 90% of the time just outrun her trajectory, because there is a long delay on her attack.
The enemy has begun their counterattack.
Hey, the sniper didn't get you. So there is a sniper that is on like a cliff.
That was a very late fearless kill. I wasn't expecting to go. Oh! Oh, you're alive! You dodged!
Yeah, I was just about to
You
say
dodged.
the scout dodged. Yeah, the scout dodged.
Night.
That's unfortunate.
Yeah. I only noticed one screen flash and I was going to be like, the scout dodged. So yeah, that's a quick clear on that mission. A little bit of dodges. At least they're not as bad as Valkyria 3. Where Valkyria 3's post-game goes to 30 plus on dodge. You're going to have to buy wasps, aren't you?
Yeah, I'm gonna go buy GSRs real quick.
Yeah, so in the previous mission, what actually happened is that the Imperials had captured one of our ships, well, snow cruisers, ships, whatever you want to call them, called the Comet, and Chronicles got really annoyed and attacked us. So what we decided to do is we decided to turn off our engines for the Centurion, which is the one we're on, and we have now synced into a crevasse. But because the power is off, it's very cold.
Yeah, there's a bunch of cutscenes here. There's a lot of story.
Yeah. Don't forget to buy
Yes,
the
I'm
GSR.
going to the GSRs now because I'm just getting to the mission. We have to do an HQ, which we don't normally do here. This is a backup because we didn't get enough sniper rifles that we require
Yeah.
for that strategy. So
Because chapter 8, 2 and 9 are reward missions. We rolled them to see if we could get a wasp and skip purchasing the GSR for accuracy.
So we want the Wat 4K range, which matches the Wasp.
Yeah, so
So this should be all correct, but I'll check just in case. Niche with the GSR
yeah,
and the
GSR
Wasp.
4,
Yep, everything's correct.
or the GSR 10. We calling it 4 because it's the 4th upgrade.
Yeah. So now we have guests from above, which are para-dropping with bombs and stuff.
Stay calm.
Yeah, so this is the only mission that you'd probably see snipers
Try
in.
my hardest.
There is a few backups in, say, level 1 for other things, but
Moving
yeah.
out. There they are.
So, one of the big things that was discovered is
Right
that
there.
smoking the tank here and setting up specific characters in specific locations, well,
Found her.
specific units in specific locations, you are basically going to be skipping every single enemy phase in this mission.
Good.
Yeah, that looks good.
Hopefully.
Naturally.
Now let's use Dory to snipe this wonderful parabomb.
Yeah, and all we need to do is snipe the power bombs on turns 1 through 4. If you're playing casually, there is this one power bomb location which is really nasty to hit.
Let's see if I got this right. The Ferrier position is a bit worrying always. Oh, it's fine.
No, that's good, yeah. So by doing all those positions with Kygel and Ferrier, and then of course smoking the tank, we just skip the entire enemy phase.
Yeah, the game tells you to go to high ground and shoot stuff, but yeah.
Yeah,
That's
I
all I have
forget
to
who
say on this. Yeah.
I forget who discovered like the no high ground strat.
I mean, that was
I
pretty
know
much...
I know I did a little bit for like finding one spot, but then it's completely changed. Like the spots that are used now are
No, the spots. These are my spots
yeah.
for this. I also want to shoot down a couple of people here because they are going to try and move during the enemy phase despite the blocking.
Yeah, the additional units that coming through the power drops, they do have different AI compared to the rest of the map, and they will act even if you do all this setup to prevent the enemy phase from happening.
All over it.
Okay, now we should find ourselves a sniper here.
Too easy.
And 2 bombs with Nord and Niche.
Yeah.
Advancing.
You're wondering why we're not using Kai here, the answer is the same as usual. She has way too many potentials she can pop.
Yeah, too many cutting potentials that can activate, and even though these characters do have some, they are negative ones, and negative potentials have like a 7 or 8% chance of happening.
But Nori doesn't have one because he used to be under half AP, and with Niche we do a lot of work to make sure hers she doesn't see 5 things.
Yeah, the position that Niche is in, or like takes up for this mission, reduces the amount of sight lines that happen to see her.
Yep, the position at the smoke. So that's the boss we skipped the previous time.
Yeah. Nicola and Kiara,
they're supposed to run
have
around and hunt
crossbows.
you on the high grounds, and they don't
Yeah.
because we just broke the mission.
Yeah, they have crossbows which can deal some decent damage to your tank, and they are coded in a very different way compared to most infantry, where they will aim for a headshot instead of aiming just for the body
Too easy.
when they're attacking infantry.
4 already, so that should be Breach Tank and Niche, and we're done.
Advancing.
Yeah. Using the smoke here saves over like a minute and a half because the enemy phases are just too long.
Oh, right.
That was wonderful. Another.
So yeah, we can just end our turn, and the 4th enemy phase will still play out. But
Ready for this? Nicola won't even get a chance.
yeah, we won't be seeing too much happening.
Well, the only thing I could talk about is that we put a Lancer to block an approaching Shock Trooper because we're playing on quick enemy phase, which increases enemy speed if nothing is intercepting, and the Lancer is not intercepting, so you can see this Shock Trooper zoom in instead of like slowly walking.
Yeah, look how fast he's moving. And the Lancer has enough HP to just take a flamethrower to the face. So there's a few cutscenes that play after this mission. Yeah, the Trooper's a good speedrunner. A couple cutscenes that play after the mission, getting our ship back online, but it's not at full power. I think the game said it's like a third of its power, and there's this mysterious little girl that just appeared in our ship, or our snow cruiser, whichever word you like to use. So we're moving at a very, very slow speed towards the Imperial capital now, and we are coming up against a sea fort, and Claude gets a bright idea of thinking, hey, they used paratroopers in the previous mission, why don't we try a paratroop drop into the fort?
And take out the guns.
He also mentions that there is a thick fog that is rolled in, so we should be all good. We need to just place a Lancer next to Riley, but the paradrop doesn't go perfectly well, and everyone's just spread out.
This is an order. Blast those tanks with everything
So
you've got.
our good old friend Demolition Boost makes a return. We're going to be just throwing Demolition Boost onto Claude, as we'll need some big movement for this mission, and is,
Defensive formation.
again, as I said,
Brace for enemy
scouts
attack.
aren't used very often in this game.
We pretty much only use Claude from now on because he's a mandatory unit.
Yeah.
for this mission.
So the objective of this mission is to defeat the 2 cannons, and then we'll transition into the second phase of the mission, and then we have to get Claude out of the fort.
This potential is unfortunately useless. Can't kill this.
Even though it's a crit damage boost, the damage on our lance is not high enough to make a one-shot. Even then, I still think it's slower than, like, even if you could with the potential, it's still slower than 2 turns in general, or 2 moves. Don't forget to do your save load here. So, save loading in this mission has an adverse effect of how weather effects can sometimes clear through phase transitioning.
Basically, there's a memory bug. Into words.
There's a lot of memory bugs in this game. So we're just
heavy
gonna
fog
run
you can
Claude.
see. Yeah, these guys just now barely noticed us. This thing is going to get stuck on a couple troopers after we do a phase transition from destroying 2 cannons. Because we need a save load.
I think there's it's a grenadier that gets caught out in the fog, and because he's considered in a hidden state, he won't open interception even if, well, he
should be.
If other units had a line on us.
Basically, he was told to stay in ambush, and so he shall.
Yeah. Interestingly, because Raz and Kaigel are also in the fog, if you did a save load like we did there, and you move them after the phase transition, you have a free surprise attack, because they're considered in the fog state still.
But yeah, this is our most basic tier 1 scout rifle with a good friend demolition boost, doing demolition work.
Yeah.
Your everyday Valkyria stuff.
Scout rifles aren't upgraded for the entire run, because that means having to listen to Miles more. And there you go, that cannon just got dismantled by Claude. So, as the phase transitions, your stat boosts from the previous phase are still active.
Yep, I still have the defense boost. We're also sporting the +2 body armor, in case you remember that back from chapter 6. And this is really important here because we're missing 2 armor upgrades.
Yeah, it allows just every single bullet to deal 1 damage from infantry. I do believe the assault tank you're coming up to can hit fairly decent chunks still.
Yeah, we're gonna heal once here. Typically it's a 1 heal.
That's our captain. Calm in the face of chaos.
Yeah.
Enemy sighted.
And this sniper can kind of do a bit of a tonking.
Yeah, that sniper there, he can hit you fairly hard. But he missed both times.
Enemy sighted.
So yeah, as you can see, that assault tank is dealing quite heavy damage to us, even under defense boost, but it's nothing a heal can't shrug off.
I wonder, how many damage does the tank take die? You know what? This is not what we normally do, but why not? Just for the stream.
Yeah, just for fun.
Alright.
I don't think you could take out the ace tank that exists.
Probably not.
Yeah, because it has too much health. But yeah, there's Claude just taking out another tank for fun.
Commencing attack.
And with the power of direct command, we can just run incredible distances with a scout. So now that we've destroyed the sea fortress, and now it gives you a sniper rifle.
Of course it does.
Yeah. Now that we've destroyed the 2 cannons, we can now continue sailing on in our snow cruiser ship.
But we're running out of supplies.
Amalgamation. So we finally talked to the little girl that just appeared in our ship, and her name's Angelica, or Angie, and she starts forming bonds with the characters, but you only need to watch that interlude if you want the true ending, so as a speedrunner we'll just skip it. So we have been running low on supplies, and we are just going to go to this...
Steal some, basically?
Yeah, we're going to like this small industrial estate. Yeah, there's 2 endings, note alone.
Ready at any
And
time.
what we're going to be doing is we need to find warehouse B... I forget which, it's E2, right?
E2. I don't know. I don't know where to go. I don't know what the house is called.
Yeah. And the way you're supposed to find the location of D2 is by looking at the doors for the
My way through.
warehouses, like that one there is A4.
Begin.
But, yeah, we know where we're going.
Follow my lead.
If you did get 2 endings, you got the bad one.
Yeah, you get the... I wouldn't say bad ending, because it's still an okay ending, but
How about you?
Well, yeah.
you got the first ending and not the second ending.
Seize the moment.
Yeah, the first part is... the first ending is part of the second ending.
Intervene.
A nice fearless wheel early.
Yeah,
Makes
that's
everything
a really
really
nice
tight.
fearless will.
If you're wondering why we're not using scouts for this, because we're running a long distance as well,
That
scouts
heavy
are gonna
Gatling.
die. That heavy Gatling cuts if you're a scout.
Cut my
Yeah,
way
it absolutely will dismantle any scout you send in front of that Gatling.
So you will
turret.
waste a lot of time healing and stuff, and it'll just be slower than using a shock trooper, despite taking more moves.
Yeah, shock troopers have higher running speed than scouts anyway, so...
Yeah, that is true. Beneath the Ice is a terrible mission.
Oh god, that mission is... that mission's awful, I hate it a lot.
You need to beat old skirmishes to even get
So, now Kai meets Kai, but Kai
there. Is yeah,
is not Kai anymore. Kai is now Forseti. That's probably sound really confusing. But the female Kai that we have as our sniper, which we haven't seen much of at all, her name isn't actually Kai, it's Lena. And she replaced her brother in the Ranger Corps. Because male Kai, it's easier to word it like that, defected to the Empire. And now we're helping a small militia group called the Blue Rose, and yeah, stuff is totally not going to go wrong here.
well, first of all, we got an HQ.
Yes.
This is our second and last training in the game.
Yeah, we only go to the training field twice in the game, and this is to get level 17 Grenadiers and level 18 Snipers. You've probably seen it in every game, the penetration order. Yeah, it's back, and it's just as broken.
And the blast boost, which we need for later.
Yeah, Lena doesn't exist anymore, only Kai. And the level 17 Grenadiers are used for an order that we need called Blast Boost. It is incredibly good.
Yeah, we're working with Imperial Rebels or something. I don't remember. It says Resistance, that's all I know about it. It's called Resistance. It resists.
Yeah, they're called the Resistance. I do believe they were some sort of Imperial Rebels, but again, I forget. I haven't played this
It's
game in a while.
plot. It's plot. Plot happens.
Yeah, it's been a while since I've played the plot. Since I've seen the plot again. I think it's just that they raided the city. So now we've done all of our leveling up for the game, and I believe this even exists in the Peerless Service Medal route, where we still only do
This,
like
we
don't
do
level
just
up
this.
any
We do
further.
just this. Yeah. Even if you want to beat all maps with A ranks, that's still all you need.
Yeah, you can do it level 1, but it's not very fun.
It's very
Due
slow.
to one mission.
It's very slow.
Yeah.
Machine guns, sniper rifles. Yeah, we need to go back and do these sniper rifles to get into the other branch. Unfortunately, we had to detour to GSRs.
Yeah.
Normally, not having GSRs would mean a reset for a PB.
Oh, this is.
Oh,
this is to upgrade to the tier 3 snipers.
Yeah, we need snipers and we need ASRs.
Yeah.
3-shot semi-automatic sniper rifles.
So purchasing the ASRs here is not just a backup, but we are hoping to get a sniper rifle from future missions called the Gort, which is an anti-tank sniper rifle or an anti-material sniper rifle, and just is near enough 100% necessary for one of the missions.
Pretty much. I mean, we can still beat the game if we don't get it with ASRs, but
Yeah.
it's unpleasant.
So purchasing the ASRs is our sort of backup in case we don't get the Gort. So the usual upgrading of our trooper defenses.
That should be it.
And
We don't
this
get-
is the last headquarter. This is sort of the last R&D as well in the game.
Nah, there's 17-1, but it's very short. Flamethrower tier, we're missing.
Oh yeah, the flamethrower tier.
And the
in
uniforms for
17-1.
Claude.
Yeah. So we're getting what is considered probably one of the worst orders in the game, heal boost. But I did discover some level 1 stuff with it.
You have to go that deep down the rabbit hole to find
Yeah,
the
you
use for it.
have to go that deep to find a useful healing boost. But it has usage in level 1 for one mission, and that is all. So we need to help the resistance here by sending in one trooper, who's called Lorray.
Defensive formation. Brace for enemy
There's
attack.
a few scary missions because there are a lot of full-powered Gatlings here.
Yeah. The damage in this mission can be pretty rough in the middle of the, like, the middle road.
Incoming!
Cavatio! Begin!
Don't stop! You've got to break through!
And it's just another capture the camp mission, but as you can see, like, that Gatling turret was dealing a lot of damage to us.
But if you do enough damage calculations, crouching gives you just enough to be able to survive stealth.
Yeah,
It drops all the damage down to 1 because we crouch. When we crouch, we get 20% damage and an enemy like versus personnel stat reduction. So that helps.
yeah, and like basically the entire series, most damage reductions come before the defense stat is applied.
Uh-oh! The enemy's firing back!
They did change, what's it?
They changed the
Resist crossfire.
Yeah, the resist crossfire, but we're not using scouts anyway. They're useless.
Yeah. So they just happened to put a Ragnite crate right next to the tank that we need to destroy. How, you know,
Cavatio!
how fortunate.
Lunge!
And then we are just going to boost the scout out to camp. And
I actually managed to
capture
kill him in practice with his tier 1 grenade.
it. Oh, you got all the attack boosts.
Yeah, I got attack boost. He did a whack roll under his feet.
Oh wow. But yeah, there we go. We've saved the resistance, but the guy who was helping us in the resistance got shot.
More importantly, we got a really important accessory here. Oh, we got a gout. That's nice.
Yeah,
we get
so
a
we get the
large
gout,
tank shot.
and we get the large tank shard. So the tank shards come from completion of missions that essentially require a tank to clear, because I don't think there's a way to skip Major Burke. But another interlude, which if you want the true ending, you have to watch all the cutscenes. You can skip them though, but you can't skip the full interlude.
So we cannot skip Simon. We got 5 medals, and Simon joined us here just now. This story is about Chronicles, the Valkyria of this game, and Waltz, the tank commander. You probably remember this funny tank.
Yeah, they have a little there's a small romance section between them, I'd say.
It's so small that most of the budget of the cutscenes went into it.
Yeah. So, chapter 14. Back all the way in chapter 11, Angie escaped from the ship during our mission.
Okay.
And Chronicles did some Valkyria magic. That's the only way I can really word it. And Angie is basically being given her objective back. Or, like, she had memory loss, but now she knows her objective again due to Chronicles. So this mission, we're just going to skip the first turn. We need lots of CP for it, and just skipping straight away, since the enemy has no sight lines on us, they do nothing.
Yeah, I re-equipped Norwich for the future back in that menu. It's not gonna come up soon.
Yeah, that menu though, it was a Norrid equip with the
Gout and extra belt.
the gout, and Fleury with the large tank shard, and Ferrier with the telescope. I always get their two names mixed up because they're both
really similar.
They are very similar, but yeah. So, this was my suggestion for this mission, is just go through the ruins instead of going both left and right. It skips using the defense boost order for this mission.
This is an order.
But we will need to be using demolition boost and penetration for...
Because guess who's gonna show up?
Yeah, guess who's showing up? It's that tank that we destroyed in chapter 6.
This is an order. Find your weak link and break through it.
So penetration just negates all defense rating that your target has, and demolition boost adds a lot of versus armor. The versus armor rating gets applied per bullet, so since we have a machine gun with, I think it's 25 here? Or is it 30?
Hey, it's just barely enough to kill the tank. It backs with a tank shot.
So now we've
it's a
captured...
precise math, basically.
Yeah, now we've captured both of the camps. Both the Vulcan and Chromaria will jump onto the map, but it doesn't matter. The Vulcan's gonna just get destroyed by...
Yeah, who knows? Ship orders are unavailable, whatever shall we do?
Yeah, it's not like ship orders are that useful.
Well, they used to be fun strats here with Yugi Cactus.
Yeah, the level 1 strat for this mission?
Yeah,
like,
that one.
That is just awful.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So yeah, did you have fun destroying Vulcan? Because now we get to do it again in another chapter.
Yeah, chapter 15.1, destroy the Vulcan yet again. And
it's not just these two orders, it's
the
also
Cavalier in
tank
this
shot.
mission has been set to explode.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, plot happens, a lot of plot happens. We learned that basically the girls in the are sitting in the engines of the ships and they're Valkyrias and they explode, and I just poorly skipped the cutscene there.
Then in short we're given sort of what of our the main objective of Operation Cygnus is, and that is to just drive into the heart of the Imperial capital and detonate the ship.
I mean, there's a lot of cutscenes to skip here. If there were fewer cutscenes, I would have glossed over it, pretty much. But there's nothing to do. Watch me press buttons, trying to get the gameplay.
As I say, like this story is very wacky with having like these explosive children. And this is sort of where the story goes off the rails a little bit. So, the explosion of the Cavalier has caused this massive ice shelf to just slowly disintegrate, like, it's just completely destroyed. And we're just going to be doing demolition boost and penetration on the Vulcan Crocus this time. It's a little bit beefier, but not too much of an issue. The telescope that is on Ferrier enables her to attack from a safe distance to where the Vulcan shouldn't be able to hit her.
As you wish.
And this should also round out Ferrier's promotion to Corporal for the 20 points we were supposed to put into a character, well 21 in her case.
Yeah.
It's 20, it's exact 20 now.
Yeah.
Enemy spotted.
This will also get Ferrier to Corporal, which is rather important.
Calm down. We need suppressive fire now.
In the next mission, Chapter 15-2, you might see probably one of the biggest discoveries since, like, last year. Right?
Yeah, pretty much. Oh, it had to happen once.
Which way do I go?
Yeah.
You don't go, you just shoot.
Yeah. I mean, it's gonna happen during the run one time, so...
Yeah, it's normal.
Yeah.
And so we blow up Vulcan, and because there's all that romance thing, Chromaria kind of goes ballistic.
Yeah, Chromaria has had her love interest killed because we just exploded the Vulcan. And
For the
there's
fifth time
Gertrude.
in the run, or like fourth or whatever. It was 3 times, right? 3.
Yeah. He's very, very dead. So, this mission wants you to either go left or right, but we're going to take the center path, which we made ourselves.
I already re-equipped Norrid and E5.
Yeah. We have also equipped, is it Fleury using for this mission?
Yeah, Fleury.
With an accessory which is the small tank shard. Now, this might sound strange, but the small tank shard is coded incorrectly into the game. It isn't a plus 10 versus armor boost it gives. It is a plus 10 versus personnel, which is even bigger.
Great job. I knew you had it in.
So we need to snipe the crystal in Chromaria's stuff to stop her from having the red storm around her, which does damage over time and slows movement. And we're going to be doing a glitch here called... what's it called again? It's,
I usually call it just
displacement skip.
Yeah, displacement skip.
So what we can do is, when a unit is sort of grounded or being knocked down by getting hit by a tank or an explosion, there are legal positions where the game wants you to be. So what we do is we rub Fleury's face up against the wall and sort of clip a little bit into the out of bounds area, and then chuck a grenade at ourselves. The closest legal position should be on the opposite side of the broken ice rocks, and there we go.
And now we just need to line up our gun with her face and...
Yeah,
shoot
getting the
knives.
headshots on Chromaria is really...
Normally you're supposed to go all the way and deal with all these unpleasant things.
Yeah. This skip saves like a minute or so. And then in level 1 it saves so much time. Because it's a level 1 friendly skip. And there we go. We took the middle path, which we forged ourselves.
So Chromaria goes even more ballistic at this point because it feels
Yeah,
like her hands
Chromaria
are
gets
bled.
even angrier, which is probably a very, very bad sign, and we should run away.
Yeah, we would like to talk about the story, but we already skipped it because the loading times are good.
Yeah, the loading times on PC are so fast at uncapped.
Long story short, Bolt crawls out of the tank and stops her from going even more ballistic, and they live happily ever after. Blah blah blah.
Yeah. So basically, Claude's now broken the news to Riley about what Angie is, and Riley's just like, wait, what?
Meanwhile, Fraffetti is back.
Yeah, we have broken through a frozen forest, and unfortunately, Forsetti is a genius and knew Claude would do this. So there's an electric fence with ultra armored balloons, which Kai cannot snipe down even with penetration orders.
That's rare. That is a big.
Yeah.
That's a big rare.
So yeah, we're doing a suicide mission here, and Raz is not going to be returning until post game if you continue the save.
Yeah, we said when you have to send one unit with him, and we pick Rosetta because no potentials can be procced.
Advancing.
That's
Yeah,
the longest
because-
shot of it.
Because Rosetta doesn't proc any potentials. Thanks, Claude, for cursing the Rosetta potentials. The estimate is 250, but
A realistic estimate is 220 something.
225 is a realistic
Here
estimate.
comes the pain.
Yeah, 250 is a big overkill if I have to redo entire missions.
Yeah. So, what we're doing here is we are just going to be moving Raz twice. The first move will...
Lead.
Raz hates logs, so we're just going to explode a fallen tree. I thought that may have bounced away from it, so...
I got this.
But yeah, we need to move Raz twice
You're being targeted.
to get him in a decent position for movement. And then when Rosetta moves, they should be like right by Raz
My pleasure.
to pull for a direct command.
Pretty much. We still have
place-
plus 30 boots on Raz. This is very important for this specific movement.
Mission, yeah. And the Hafen was moved and didn't do any action to just do some enemy manipulation.
As usual, we want to block enemies from doing
No problem.
stuff by closing the path that they normally take.
Yeah, if you were playing at 30 FPS, you can safely run past that trooper. In some situations. The trooper getting out of the grass is faster at higher frame
Watch
rates.
my back.
Yeah.
Allow me.
At 60, your scouts die at level 1, so...
Yeah, this is one of the couple cases where command is used for intended purpose. I'm gonna save it after in case I messed up the
Yeah, this
positioning.
is just a safety save, and we're going to end the phase, and most of the enemy turn will be cancelled by the Hafen just blocking all routes. I think that's a sniper that runs around there.
I'm pretty sure it's a scout, but not a big deal.
Yeah, it's either a scout or a sniper. So we need to use demolition boost and penetration on Raz because there is a heavy tank blocking the way. I do believe someday someone will find a way to skip it, but probably won't be a while.
I kinda don't like his health though. I don't
Yeah.
like his health.
Are you gonna do a safety?
Well, how much do we have? We have a lot of CP, so I'm just gonna use first aid on him.
Yeah.
This is an order.
First aid's faster than the regular just heal.
They do all use defend and probably didn't die.
Yeah, you can do all units defense. So, even though we only really need a defense buff on Raz, we use all units defend as it is slightly faster than just a defense boost on Raz.
So just one less prompt, pretty much. So we can get hit by a grenadier, I'm sure it's gonna save here after all that stuff that I just
Yeah.
did.
All right. Get behind.
There are some
Watch my back.
inconsistencies still.
Yeah, that grenadier can make things a bit more whack, so just gonna be ultra safe here.
Yep. And then Rosetta joins in on shooting the tank as well because I guess it's the game's realised that you're able to do damage, and then Rosetta is technically a legal co-op partner.
Something like that.
Yeah.
Say goodbye to these characters, we're not gonna see them
So
anymore.
Raz and Rosetta are now dead. Like, they're gone from the game.
I guess it's time to explain HQs that are related to that. Because
Yes.
one is coming
And
right up.
now for something completely different. We are going to be going to HQ quickly and pick up fortified treads from the mess hall.
I remember those orders we talked about, and we sure weren't doing a lot of them.
Yeah, so there are several order cutscenes where Raz can appear in them, or Raz appears in them, and by having Raz dead, it removes these potential orders from the mess hall. So what happens now is, I think there's 3 that we're skipping.
Yep.
So we need the fortified treads order, and then we need to refresh the order queue to get the final mess hall order by the time that we need to, well, by the time we need it. So the fastest way to refresh the mess hall queue is by completing Skirmish 1. Yes, we're going to be heading into a skirmish.
But first of all, this wonderful cutscene.
Yeah, so this is fortified treads.
Somehow, nobody taught Miles, a pilot of a tank in Elite Squad, that there's a difference between how to drive a half-track and a tank.
Yeah. I thought, what's the 3 orders that are skipped with Raz? It's like
Antidote,
rapid deployment, and
yeah.
inspiration.
Yep.
Yeah. In level 1, we can't do that. We have to watch all of the order cutscenes in the mess hall.
Ready at any time.
So the fastest way to do this mission is just send Fleury in and
Stop! You've got to break through!
run.
Incoming!
Yeah, we've just taken a brief detour all the way back to Milk from the first mission in the
Let's
game.
just take appreciate this milk for a moment.
Yeah.
It's the first map in Valkyria Chronicles, it's gotta have a mill.
Yeah, and we grenade to avoid getting doesn't like guns.
But to be fair, we didn't get a single one this run.
Yeah.
And we won't anymore.
Well, yet.
No, we can't. She's just gonna flamethrower
Oh
once.
yeah, she flamethrowers in. Flamethrowers aren't guns, by the way.
Yep. Flamethrowers are not guns.
So, because we cleared a mission, it refreshes the order queue from the mess hall. And even though in this one, Riley talks about Raz, his face doesn't actually visually appear in, like, I guess one of the character boxes.
Yeah,
so
it still counts.
this one is not skipped. This one, however, is useful anyway, so... Even if it was skipped, I guess you do have engineer
Yep.
backup.
Yep, well. Time for this wonderful map.
So, Chapter 17-1, probably one of the most disliked missions in the story. Flamethrowers are good.
Just tell me who to
Let's finish this quick.
Kind of exciting.
That's all I can really say.
I've got this. I'll
So
try
we're
my
going to
best.
be setting a bunch of troopers down,
Ready at any time.
and did you set the cactus or glory?
I said cactus, I think.
Okay.
I was brain off. I was thinking about troopers, not cactus.
Yeah, so we're now in the
Ready for
Imperial
this?
capital.
Nicola
We
won't
smash
even
through the
get a
gates.
chance.
We have the Centurion in the complete center, and we are ready to detonate it.
Yeah,
So, there is a bit of RNG with this mission, but it doesn't really matter with the outcome.
Pay attention, idiot.
so our
So-
placement is specific. We manipulate Kiara to do safe things that we don't care about.
And then, yeah, Kiara will attack the Grenadier because the Grenadier can't counter, and will attack the Harfin. The direction that Kiara runs, if you didn't catch it, will always be where the 3 infantry are spawned every single turn. Ooh. You don't really use the cactus here, do you?
Nope.
Yeah.
In level 1 we have to call it back with the ship order here.
Yeah.
In any percent we don't. Cactus is just a bait for this tank. And Ifri is going to probably eat a shell in the face right about now. Sweet dreams. Sweet dreams.
Yeah. Aoife just got absolutely destroyed. But I mean, she's gonna have her comeuppance in the final mission. Or she's gonna have her revenge in the final mission.
Oh yes, that she will.
But yeah, like, making sure the cactus doesn't die there is like impossible because you always have like that tank aiming at it.
For this.
You know what? Actually, Cactus dying is good because Viola can't proc authority issues.
That is true, yes. So Viola has a potential for authority issues, where if she's near a leader or your second tank, because both the Cactus and Glory are considered as leaders, even though they don't have like the CP on them. Viola gets a pretty significant damage down, and it's a cut-in potential. So
We just care about the cutting part though.
yeah,
At this point.
that happened in your practice run
This over with.
Yeah.
that we had.
Earn that paycheck.
But basically, this mission is flamethrowers galore, and we just go down a laundry list of shock troopers one by one, and take all the camps.
Yeah, we get all the camps in turn 1.
Time to make some money. There you are. Check, please.
Emmy didn't get penny pincher there because half of 1 is still 1 on the flamethrower.
We'll go on in 3-2, so...
Yeah.
Damn it! They got our base!
So it's just a systematic capture of the rest of the camps for the mission.
The enemy has begun
So
their
this one is the most finicky. We have to not take a back attack on the trooper, because
Yeah.
Fleury can decide to just not do it.
Did the scout dodge? Oh, I only saw 1 flash.
No, it's fine,
Yeah.
thankfully. This time around.
Yep.
And now we've
So-
promoted Ferrier because we need to replace Fleury because back attacks are going to be required right now.
Yeah. Ferrier doesn't have the back attack penalty on her potential, where she just cancels her attack if there's a back attack. So, and Fleury is just really, really nice to use. Sorry, Ferrier and Fleury are like really, really nice characters to use.
What we do. Gonna quickly save again.
Yeah, so quick safety save,
targeted.
because things can go a little bit south here. And this is a... Is it a double back attack? Or is it just a single on the first one?
Wonderful. Another job well
It kind of depends on the placement. I think I got the placement wrong and it's not a back attack on the second guy. It wasn't, I think.
Yeah.
It's kind of precise to get a double there, I think. So,
Yeah.
and of
But
course,
if you do have the double back attack, there is 2 rolls on
yeah.
Fleury. And then for the rest of the mission, it is just, of course, we have direct command.
Because who needs to limit movement of classes, right?
Yep.
Just go see the world.
And this is a double back attack here. Well, a single, because the heavy Gatling doesn't really have a...
Oh, you can do back attacks to Gatlings. They still register as back
Yeah.
attacks. So
Okay.
you have to do...
It doesn't register as like a surprise attack. As in like a on-screen. And there's the mission.
So what happens next is Kiara dies, blows herself up.
Yeah, Kiara just explodes herself because
Why not?
video games. And then
We get to talk about bread.
Forsetti, yeah, we talk about bread and how we should make tanks out of stale bread because the hardest material known to the universe. But what's happened in the story is that Kiara exploded and that Forsetti, who is male Kai from earlier, has gone to talk to Angie in the reactor of the Centurion.
Yeah, because we're parked in the middle of the capital. You may have noticed it on the map for a moment there. So...
It's cool that it has like the details of that in command mode, but that's because of how command mode, like technical works. So this mission is just get Claude to the end, and is, well, yeah,
This is an order.
as simple as it is: defense boost and use 2 moves, and then direct command to reset or decay.
Commencing attack.
It's still right about that we have +2 body armor though.
Yeah,
All the way
we
back
still
from
have
chapter 6.
we still have the +2 body armor because
Enemy sighted.
things can sting a little bit still.
I guess I'll let you take a look at Nicola a bit.
Yeah.
There they
He's
are.
over there shooting us. Wonderful.
If
crossbow
Nicola-
gun.
Yeah, if Nicola and Claude get too close to each other, you insta-fail the mission because Nicola will just explode right in front of Claude.
We're being targeted.
Commencing attack.
Keep firing!
But yeah, this is just essentially running through the map.
They're not igniting that thing on my watch.
There are some like cool little details, I guess, where you've got like a couple engineers down here that are working on like the computer or something, trying to like maybe hack it or something.
Let's go,
Also,
everyone.
Well, sort of, like these ones.
Enemy sighted.
yeah.
Except that was a shock trooper.
Oh, it's a trooper. I thought it was an engineer, but
Anywhere.
his cone doesn't exist because he's looking into the wall.
Enemy sighted.
Like he moves on like second turn or something. Probably a patrol setup.
Yeah, it's probably a patrol.
It's been a while since I've seen the second enemy turn on this map.
Commencing attack.
Yeah, and then there is an ace sniper at the end of this long corridor, which can chunk you pretty decently, as you saw
We're
there.
being targeted.
He only gets one opportunity to snipe you though. And that is 17-2 done.
And so Forsetti dies.
Yep. And now we need to go to HQ right before the next mission.
Yep. Final HQ, the final order.
Yep.
Oh yeah, there also ceasefire thing happened.
Yeah, so there was a ceasefire, but the bad guy decided, I'm not gonna play nice, and he tries to drag the Centurion out of the Imperial capital through the canal that we kind of created ourselves. Vols, or Klaus Vols, decides to actually help us with sort of the ceasefire supposed to be existing, and drives us to the scenario of the next battle.
Except we still have our tank.
Yeah, except for some reason we still have our tank even though it's supposed to be busted. But video game logic, it's really makes no sense. So this mess hall order is attack weak spot, which
This is supposed to happen straight after chapter 16, but we did this shift of orders, so it's kind of detached from the story where it happened.
yeah, this order can only appear after chapter 16. But because of the 3 orders that we've skipped, it saves like a minute and a half or so.
Pretty much.
Kind of excited.
I just need all leaders, and then I gotta do some sniping here.
My turn.
Yeah.
That's a
So,
nice breeze.
having access to attack weak spot, we're going to be using Norid to snipe the 6 harpoon cannons that are here.
I did equip them, right? I did.
You said that you equipped him in like 15?
This is an order.
Yeah.
Find their openings. We need
Yeah.
to take them out.
You also gave him the additional shot, right?
Yeah, I did, but... I will check. Yeah, everything is in order.
Yep, I'm on it.
Yep.
Again, we're not using Kai for the same old reason. She pops way too many potentials here. She now has a
Yeah.
potential that works off of enemy sightlines, and as you can see from the hack right here, there are all of the sightlines on this map.
Yeah, there's so many sightlines, and
Naturally.
she will basically proc that one near enough 100% of the time.
Survival of the fittest.
So, attack weak spot, it allows us to hit the critical damage multiplier on pretty much anything we wish. It also ignores crouching behind sandbags, so yeah, it's kind of broken. The multiplier on these cannons is 10, right?
It was something bizarre. I remember how we were testing the level 1 strats with the Royal ASR.
Yeah.
It's something bizarre.
I think it's 10 because
Yeah.
the final mission is not 10. So there is a small order on how to do these harpoon cannons. And that is because after 5 of the shots, or like after Norris defeated 5 of the cannons, he will go into a high morale state and hopefully be able to penetrate it,
Breeze.
which is a battle potential that he got from reaching. I forget exactly which level,
Yeah.
but he's a high enough sniper level to get the.
Mother Nature is
Basically, the
Penetrator.
problem is Gout has short range, so it can't normally kill it. You can see the 2, and we need to get the proc, so as you
Yeah.
can see, we need 2 shots to take that down.
Penetrator is just a is penetration on a potential,
Yeah.
essentially. Ignores all defenses. There we go. There go the harpoon cannons.
Now that we've defeated the big submarine, we're not gonna have to fight a small submarine. Or like
Yeah.
a submarine tank, because
It's a very compact submarine tank.
this is the final
amalgamation.
mission, so we should get someone should get ready with a timer.
Better
Yep.
keep up. I'll try
Timer
my
drops
best.
here when we see mission complete on the screen. Right now, Wandering Mind, as the mission complete shows up on the screen, you should time. Oh, I
Yes.
guess I'm gonna say it in here too. Yeah, I'm gonna say it when time.
So, if you've seen the Valkyria Chronicles 1 speedrun, this is close to Chapter 7. This is the Chapter 7 of Valkyria Chronicles 4. So what will happen is the Lothius will drive into the center pool in the mission, and will come up at specific locations. And since it's now gotten out of the water and they're basically using cheat codes because tanks should not be able to do that, he exposes his 4 radiators because 3 from Valkyria Chronicles 1 was not enough to stop the Batamis being destroyed.
We just add more, because every Valkyria game should have radiator missions.
Yeah, just add,
tanks.
just add another radiator and it'll make it harder. If you're playing on the Switch version, I know when it dives into the water it's incredibly laggy, like, it's not very pleasant to see. So, very similarly to Chapter 7 from Valkyria Chronicles 1, we will be destroying all 4 of the radiators at the same time by using the attack weak spot order, which makes the entire blast radius of our grenadier basically maximum damage and a critical spot, and blast boost, which will expand the explosion radius of our grenadiers.
And imagine that we're using direct command for the last time in the game, and we're also doing it in intended ways, dragging a slow character with a fast character.
Yeah. You can do this strategy in level 1. It has a very finicky setup, but essentially we don't have access to blast boost, but we kind of do.
Okay, the time is gonna be soon, so Wandering Mind, do get ready. After the next shot I will count down.
You got the 4 radiators as well.
I have to do my best.
Okay, so we're doing the final shot of the game. And if you got it right, 1, 2, 3, time! This is Valkyria 4, 80% completed. We time it off of that, operation complete.
Yep, it's the time is a 2:18:04.
That's a decent time for...
That's a very good time, yeah. 2:18:04.
Yeah, that's decent for the amount of stuff that happened.
Thank you, Topaz. The overall commentary was... I felt like it was pretty good.
So there are no cutscenes at the end. I mean, I can show some cutscenes, but I'm probably gonna just skip through everything because there's a lot of them.
Yeah.
So this was the final run in the marathon. So Wandering Mind, do tell. Oh yeah, this thing. We have to watch this thing though.
Yeah, we have to watch the dead list.
Most of these people did nothing.
As I'll say, thank you to the RPG Limit Break team for allowing the Valkyria Chronicles community to show off the entire series. There's been so much amazing work put in by this community to get these games as low as possible. A lot has been found in 1 and 4. I'm guessing the PSP games as well, quite a lot, but I haven't
3 got a world record today for a...
Yeah, 3 got a world record today. So excellent performance by Natalom on the run. Excellent